I'm here today to tell you a little bit about Vanuatu, a group of islands that we're praying for on our World Day of Prayer on Friday. We've had a look at the World Day of Prayer organisation, who they are and what they do. We've also had a look about the history of the islands. These are still available on Facebook if you want to go back and have a look at them. But today I'm just going to share a little bit about what the country is like today and basically why we're having a day of prayer and forgiving and giving for this island. Usually when we do a World Day of Prayer, we have a booklet and the service has been written by people in the place that we're praying for, and there's always a painting. The painter is a lady called Juliet Pitter, and she's currently the most well-known artist in Vanuatu. Her motives are taken both from the traditional culture and her current life. Her 3 children and her nieces and nephews are also artists, selling paintings to pay for their school fees. Juliet never imagined making money from her art, but she believed God had plans for her. She gives all her money she earns to anyone who needs help. The painting is entitled Cyclone Pam. The 13th of March 2015. It was inspired by the artist's own experience during one of the most intense and destructive tropical storms to hit Vanuatu. A mother, wearing the traditional dress of Eromango Island, is bending and praying over her child as the waves crash over her. The palm trees lean protectively over her, its strong roots enabling it to withstand the furious wind. During Cyclone Pam, Juliet Pitter and her neighbours took shelter in a container. They spent the night praying and emerged the next day to find everything flattened, apart from one hut built from palm trees. The small crosses on the horizon commemorate those who died. This painting is a poignant reminder of the 2015 cyclone, but it's also a reminder of April 2020 when Cyclone Harold hit. It destroyed buildings and crops on the island. The disaster was made even more devastating as the storm occurred while Vanuatu was in a state of emergency during COVID-19. I said in my earlier videos that though looks idyllic and a beautiful paradise, it's a very hard place to live because of all the natural disasters. Education isn't free in Vanuatu. The firstborn, especially boys, get to go to school. Everyone else, parents just can't afford it. 40% of the workforce is women, yet there are hardly any in jobs of managers or councillors or local government. Malnutrition is rife. Natural disasters and replacing of crops with cash crops that make easy money, along with Western processed food, have led to children dying of hunger. To get water, most people in the country have to walk an hour to reach a well, to fill one bucket, to walk an hour home again. 60% of women and girls have suffered physical and/or sexual violence. The boom in tourism and offshore banking centres around the cities. Rural villages are suffering as young people move to the cities to look for work. But as they only have a 64% literacy rate, few of those young people have the skills that are needed to work in the jobs that are there. So they move to the city with nowhere to live, nowhere to get food, and nowhere to earn money. The World Day of Prayer started in Vanuatu in 1946, and it's representatives from the islands there that have written the service for Friday. You'll get to hear some of the stories of the women there. You'll get to see some of the devastation that the cyclones have caused. And you'll understand, I'm sure, why people feel it's necessary to remember them in our prayers, to remember the situation that they're in, and to remember just how lucky we are that maybe we might be able to give to them.